Happy Monday. It's the MAUDCAST. Super excited to be here today. I have an incredibly special guest. I'm so excited that she's joining me today. She's just one of the best people on the planet, in the universe, all over the world. Just incredible. Hey Dolo, hey Philly. I see her in here. I'm going to let a few more people come before I bring in my very special guest. I wore a very special outfit for today. If you've been watching the Modifies, you know that I like to be themed with my guests. So, if you already know who the guest is, you already know why I wore this, but who made the jersey dress famous and popular? Who made the jersey dress famous and popular? Hi Mike, I love you. Baltimore in the house. Where's everybody coming in from? You already know I have the OG DC Bullets. Exactly, Lamar. The Bullets. The Wizards. Oh, okay. But I grew up when it was the Bullets, when it was Chocolate City. Hey, Cassandra. It is a jersey dress. Hi, Rhonda. It is a jersey dress because, exactly, it was Maya who made it famous. And I gotta shout out my other DMV fam, Ben Williams, who produced my Modified theme song, and I love him dearly. But I'm about to call on my special guest, and I'm gonna play the song that inspired this outfit.
I'm focused, man. Tell Steph to holler at me, man.
If you don't know, now you know. Here we go. Get up and dance. Hey, yes, y'all. Hey, Rhonda. Hey. I know, with the Nikes, right? Jersey dress with the Nikes. Hey. Hey. Yes. I'm going to wait till her chorus drops, and then I'm going to call her in. From now, tell us where you're from. If you love DC, if you love the DMV, here we go. We're bringing it. Hey. Hey. It's connected. Hey, Maya.
Hey. Hi, Maya. How are you?
Maya. So, I'm themed today. I don't know if you saw my Bullets jersey.
I did. It's amazing.
Thank you. I am themed because you made the jersey dress famous.
Wow.
And popular. And you made everybody want that jersey dress.
It just came back with the starter brand too. It's amazing.
We're
matching, by the way. The red lips and blue.
Well, I was really trying to channel you because you had the slick back in that video.
And the part.
And the classic slick back, it's either the curls or the slick back. I went the slick back today. This was the darkest lipstick I had, so I went there, and then you had hoops, so.
Wow, I was just about to put my hoops on, but I chose my chain instead.
You know, and I don't have a chain. I need a chain.
How are you?
I am great. Maya, welcome to the MAUDCAST, where we talk everything joy, everything happy, everything positive, everything love, no bad vibes. We're just trying to find the good, magnify the positive, and all of in life indeed. Every day. And
especially now.
And I'm so honored that you took the time out of your very busy schedule to modify with me today. You are
I love it.
Amazing. So I'm gonna give you a proper intro because we also have a lot of students on here, you know, some of our tap students who are very little, and they know you as Miss Maya the tap dancer, which is amazing. They know you as Miss Maya, can you tap? Miss Maya, can you tap? So everybody, Maya, who is my sister, who I've known since I was 4 years old, we'll get into that a bit later, is from the DMV. She is a Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, teacher, dancer, choreographer, giver, lover, and wellness expert. So look what I have today, Maya. My friend Faith, who has just started her own juice company called Have Faith
Amazing.
Juices, and her name is Faith. This is mango, watermelon, and ginger. Cheers to you.
Oh, wow. That sounds and looks amazing. Cheers.
Cheers. If we were in person, my dream for the MAUDCAST is in person. I would have fresh juices for all of my guests when they arrived.
Amazing.
And because if you guys didn't know, Maya is a vegan. She is ageless. She is timeless. And she also gives the best presents. And last year for my birthday, you sent me dragon fruit, and I had never had it. So I brought some dragon fruit today because it's now one of my favorite fruits because Maya put me on. So, how are you doing today, Maya?
How do you like it? I'm fabulous. How do you like the dragon fruit?
Girl, it's delicious. I am like obsessed. There's a place in LA I go to and they sell cases of it. The yellow is my favorite.
Yes. Everyone's favorite.
It
The
tastes like
sweetest.
candy.
Yeah.
And
Mild
it cleans you out.
candy. Yes, it's so hydrating.
It's amazing. And then I like the pink and the pink on the inside. I'm not a big fan of the pink with the white on the inside. It doesn't really taste like much to me.
Very bland. I'm a fan of making smoothies with the pink pitaya because it looks so pretty. I just made Chase one. She just got here today with her best friend, and they're loving their smoothie land.
I love
I've initiated.
I love that.
With color.
No, everybody, Maya, so to give everybody context, Maya and I met when I was 4 years old. So that was 30 years ago. Wow. Wow. We've been friends for 30 years. Also,
Goodness.
Rhonda is on the chat. Shout out Rhonda.
Hi,
Chloe's
Rhonda.
on the chat. Hey,
Hi,
Chloe. And we met because of tap dance, which is an amazing beginning of our journeys because one, it was art that brought us together as young Black women in the DMV, and that we continued to do art for the rest of our lives and continue to do so, which is like
a privilege, a blessing. Yes, lots of joy.
So much joy. So I have a quote. I like to start everyone with a quote, and I thought of you when I was looking for quotes that make me think of my guests. So the quote I thought of that I found today, and I thought of you, it says, "Happiness is the new rich. Inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth. And kindness is the new cool." And I feel like you embody all of those things, like through and through. And so I want to start out with a question for you is, you know, you grew up in the spotlight. Your first song dropped when you were 17, 18, like 17 going on 18. Superstardom, Maya everywhere. How have you, one, your longevity of a career is incredible. You're a legend. But what's incredible is that you have always remained true to who you are. You have no plastic surgery. You don't have anything fake about you. You're a vegan. You're kind to the world. What have you found? How have you kept yourself grounded and joyful during this time?
I've honestly let love lead the way. I love what I do, and it's also an opportunity to bring people together. Your loved ones, your family, your friends, employ other people, give opportunity, and bring it right back home. You know, love has always been the driving force. I've never really cared to be famous. I was a really shy kid, but the arts is something that I've always been in love with. And it was actually going to be Broadway for me that I was going to pursue after college. And the record deal happened first, but I still love and live for theater, you know, but there's a time and a place for everything. And that just happened first for me. So that's always been the driving force, just the love for making music and being around music and performance, obviously. one of my favorite things to do to this day. And tomorrow I'll be with my band and we're going to rehearse for a show for the U.S. Navy. And
Oh, that's
I'm missing
amazing.
rehearsals. You know, I've been, that's one of the things I have missed, just being in rehearsals, you know, and obviously the road. But I'm appreciating this time as well because I have never spent this much time stationary in my entire career. And I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten to see so much family and reconnect, you know, with friends because life passes you by. And I just saw my niece for the first time yesterday. I feel so short. I feel
Is
so
she
short
bigger
because she's
than
right up
me?
here with me. No,
No
she's not
way.
taller than you, but she is
Okay.
up here with me at 11 years old. And that's my only calculation of real time as it pertains to my life, you know, because I don't have
Wow.
actual kids that I see every single day. So, yeah, love is the driving force, back to what you asked. And I love what I do, and I'm still going, and it still feels like the beginning every time.
You know, that's so beautiful. I love that you said it feels like the beginning. And how do you make it feel like the beginning? Because, you know, some people might think like, I do the same thing all the time. I'm doing the same thing all the time. How do you keep making it feel brand new, which I think is what brings a lot of joy to it as well.
Well, it just happens. You know, that's evolution of becoming your person, your human, your adult, and owning every part of yourself. And there's always self-discovery around every corner and every new experience and every uncomfortable experience or every mishap. That's not really a mistake, but truly a lesson or a blessing to propel you into a new space. But also to allow you to relate to other people. So there's discovery around every corner, I'd say, and it keeps it interesting. You know, things are all over the
Yes.
place and chaotic all the time, but that's the beauty of it. You know, it's exciting. It never really gets boring, but every time I put out a project, I get a part or a small piece of myself out into the universe and
Mm-hmm.
I graduate. There are other things that I'd like to say or share in healing or whatever it might pertain to or assist people
Mm-hmm.
with. So there's always something around the corner. You know, I'm working on the 10th and 11th studio projects, albums actually, 13th and
Wow.
14th projects right
It's
now.
and
But
I don't know if people know, but Maya produces, she writes, she mixes, she finds the musicians. And speaking of new projects, you just released a new video a few weeks ago called Space and Time. You look, you were giving me in that video, I got so much, like it gave me Fall in Maya, and that's one of my favorite songs and videos. You look exactly the same, like no gas. You have
I
not,
got thicker.
but you know what? The booty was
That
looking
was the
good, and
quarantine, right? Kicking in.
you got some quarantine thighs and booty, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm trying to
Woo!
build my booty right
No,
now with my brother,
I am
lifting
not mad at
weights.
the thickness. I was definitely eating. My refrigerator became my best friend those first couple weeks, actually month of quarantine. And we shot that right in my backyard and a friend of mine's grandfather's property right around the corner. And it was all done in the DMV on black owned land, by the way,
Hello, talk about
and
it.
a black film crew. Yeah, so we just did it
I
quarantine
love
style. We
that.
had the face masks, we had gloves, we had slippers coming into the house. We just made it happen. You know,
You
very healing
always,
vibes with that,
no,
by
you
the way.
always make it happen. I was listening to the song when it came out, obviously, and watched the video, and it's beautiful. And then I was listening more just in with intention because I think the song is so appropriate to have been released now during quarantine when we thought that like, oh, we were gonna be free in the summer, and the summer was gonna be lit and popping, and we was all gonna be together. And there's two lines, two lyric lines. How do you say that appropriately? Lyrics, lines, lyrics, I guess. Lyrics that you wrote.
Phrases.
Oh, okay, phrases. Thank you. And it's the first one I want to delve into is you're going to feel much better when you can heal much better. And I
Yeah.
think that it's so beautiful. Yes, somebody just said this song is carrying us through. So, Maya, can you talk about some of the things that you have done during this time of quarantine to find healing, to find joy, to find peace?
Well, absolutely. That lyric is, it comes from a place of allowing yourself and granting yourself guilt-free permission, because when do we get to sit down and really go within and allow ourselves to do that unapologetically? You know, we all have obligations still to this day. And what was your question? I get sidetracked sometimes. What was that? What was the question? Healing during this time. Well,
Sorry,
there's a delay happening.
Sorry, my phone has a glitch. Sorry. A glitch.
Okay.
No, I was saying,
No,
how
we're
are you
good.
finding healing during this time?
It's been necessary because I am addicted to work, I'd say. I'm addicted to the go.
Yes.
And yeah, constant traveling. But this time I've taken to journal, to really write my intentions down, to set goals. I even signed up for a 30-day fitness program where I had to become my own disciplinarian. I've made initiative or taken initiative to go outside in nature at night, do my night walks, but also work out outside during the day, get my vitamin D, fast, and begin these challenges and cleanses every week, you know, to really go within internally, but also stay on my P's and Q's. I'm also allowing myself to meditate and pray and go to a quiet space when I need to, just be by myself and process the thoughts of everything and all of the dynamics and the chaos of the world, to begin to think about the positive side of the uproar and the chaos, and how we're going to come out of this, because it is very heavy of a time. And so why we're here today is how to talk about how we find joy. You know, it's really counting my blessings, practicing gratitude every single waking day, and stepping into other people's shoes, not just in our nation, but globally, and really looking at the world and all of the current events, because it can be any one of us at any time. And I think this is the first time in our lifetimes that we all feel the same globally and have been forced to take some of the same actions. So it is bringing us together, even though we are separate as humanity. We are all feeling the same and maybe battling some of the same things and trying to work through it or process it. But we have to come out more positive and more productive and more collected as a community on the other side. So I'm looking forward to that. When, I'm not sure, but in the meantime, I'm throwing up my double Dutch ropes. You know, I'm walking my dog. I'm keeping animal energy, children energy around me is very, very healthy. And then I watch enlightening documentaries or read enlightening inspiration, social media, even my phone at times.
I know. You're really, I have to say this too to everybody. I'm privileged because Maya is my sister. She is the most disciplined person ever. She's like, I'm going to be on a fast. She does it. I'm going to do this 30-day workout. I know you're not going to miss a day. And I think that there's so much.
No, I've missed days.
You miss, girl, you would never know because I just feel like.
But I would make up for it.
Exactly. It's all about the makeup. But whenever I see you, I always feel very calm. And you know, I'm wild, like, but you always have a very calming, welcoming, and kind presence. Afion, my brother Afion is on here. Hey, Afion. And he said something. He said empathy. And I think that that's a word that we don't think about enough. We don't talk about enough. And you have so much empathy for others, for animals, for the environment, for the community. And so do you feel like some of your joy comes from empathy, or do you feel like sometimes you have to put things in perspective, because if you have too much empathy, you won't be enjoying your own life?
Well, it's all about the balance. You know, it's natural to be an empath as a human being. And having time on your hands allows you to be an extra empath. But you know, when you do begin to extend yourself further than you can manage, sometimes it's financially, sometimes it's time, sometimes it's just headspace, because all of that's energy. You do have to make time for yourself, and that's also what space and time touches on. Because in order to have a cup that overfloweth, you do have to
Overflow
fill
it.
it up so that you can, right? So that you can give to others. If you're not full, how are you going to give to others? And sometimes you're not even full. Sometimes half full is just enough to give. But at some point, you do become slightly empty. And when that E light shows up, you know, your body tells you, you can feel it. It's time to recharge. It's time to go away. It's time to recharge. It's time to do for yourself, so then you can do for others. And nothing is wrong with that. You know, self-care is not selfish. It's actually the opposite. Because if your life goal and everyone's purpose is to give, whether it's through one of the gifts that you do discover, and everyone has one, by the way. So take this time, get into it. But that is the purpose of life at the end of the day, for everyone to be an empath, to make this world a better place, period, and make it easier for someone, because life is supposed to be joyful. Life is supposed to be blissful, but there is polarity in the universe. There's negative and positive always. And so it's about that balance and finding it and knowing and listening to your body, because it will tell you energetically when it's time to shut down.
I love that. And when it's time for, when your body tells you time to recharge, what is your favorite destination to recharge? Or one of them?
Always near the equator.
Yes.
I love the sunshine. I love sunrises and sunsets. It's nature. It can be in a rainforest, a jungle. It can be in my backyard. It has to be warm, though.
Girl.
It has to be warm.
Hello.
I need the sun. I need the sun rays soaked up on my skin, you know, for it to make sense for me. And that is really, truly where I find peace. Nature never competes with itself, and it takes its own time. And so then I begin to become a part of it. In the man-made world, we make a living and survive, but it's always in nature where I find my rhythm, my circadian rhythm. I begin to wake with the sunrise and go to sleep after sunset, and begin eating more healthy, away from the processed foods, away from the fast life, away from staying up until 8 o'clock in the morning for no reason other than, you know, thinking about what I'm going to do next because of what other people expect of me or what I've placed upon myself. So it's nature, and it can be anywhere, but it's near that equator and sunshine and warmth.
I love, well, Maya, I'm going to say this right now on Instagram Live with everybody watching. Me, Chloe, and Rhonda and Amber wanted to take you somewhere for your birthday last year. Right, ladies?
Oh, I know.
So when coronavirus has passed, we're going to take you somewhere fabulous near an equator on a beach that has the beach, the rainforest, and all the fruits and vegetables and everything healthy. And we're going to take you on a girls trip, and you won't lift a finger except to eat your fruit. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, now.
Yes. So we are doing that because you have given so much. You continue to give so much to us, not only as sister friends, because you are an incredible friend. Like, I can call you if I'm heartbroken. I can call you if I need help, you know, moving something, anything. But you also show up for your sister friends in business, and you lend your celebrity, which is huge. Like, with the first year we did DC Tap Fest, you showed up. Me and Chloe had an idea at the little studio, DC Dance Collective, and you were like, what do you need? And Mike, who's on here, wrote a press release for us. We didn't have a press release. We had an idea. And thanks to your generosity, it's now grown into the largest tap dance festival in the world. And I think,
yes, it has.
Thank you.
And very necessary.
Thank you. And
amazing.
No, but it's like, what would we be without our sister friends, without people who show up for us, without people who show up for us joyfully and excited and enthusiastic, like getting us dresses for the red carpet, and you're like, no, this is a big deal. This is a big event. You need to have a gown. This is nice. Like the way that you upgraded our thinking 360, we carry that with us to this day. Chloe's in the chat like, yes, yes, yes.
Oh my gosh, don't make us cry.
It's just the truth.
Oh.
It's the truth. And you show us like the amount that you work, because again, people see glam and they see like fame and you're so beautiful. But y'all, Maya works harder than anybody I know. She is the CEO, the assistant, the PR, the legal, the everything. Maya is dotting every I and crossing every T. And singing and performing. It's so hard. Because then you perform, which by the way, I didn't know was possible, but like I feel like you've gotten even better than from back in the day when like your first album.
But
like,
you're supposed to. You're supposed to get better.
Ooh.
You always remain a student so that you can become a master. And
I love that. Always, everybody hear that? You always remain a student so you can become a master. She also dropped another gem earlier, which I loved, which was nature doesn't compete with itself. I thought that was really, really beautiful and amazing.
You know, something that I've witnessed, to touch on that, like I said earlier, this is the longest time I've ever been stationary in my career, and I've been home on the East Coast. I have not gone to any other state, not even Virginia, only DC for the protests. Okay. But so I have witnessed wildlife that I've never seen before in my own backyard. I've seen the trees transition different colors. Different flowers have different seasons. The cherry blossoms obviously blossom in the spring. And there's nature's confetti happening, but literally a red tree that is.
Hello, it broke up for me for a second. Hello, hello, hello. Did it break up for you guys? Hello, hello. Babe, can you see if it's broken up on your phone? It froze.
Connecting? Reconnecting?
Sorry. Okay, now we're connected. Yeah, I'm like,
It said pause due to poor connection for some reason. So I don't know what the last words that you heard were.
I heard that you had seen, you said cherry blossoms bloom in the spring, but that you had seen other wildlife and other plants in your backyard that you hadn't seen before.
Yes, and I've witnessed it all change before my very own eyes. And so you mentioned nature doesn't compete with itself. Everything has its time. You know, everything blossoms when it's supposed to.
Yes.
There's not a person rushing that. You know, so getting back to treating yourself and nourishing yourself, or planting the seeds and watering your craft or your gift, or even yourself and your self-care is really important. And there will be corporations, etc., to try to rush you. Sometimes your very own parents, you know, to rush you into what deserves nourishment, you know, over time. And so take that time and do the work, you know, so that your seeds that you've planted can blossom in due time. And I really encourage that, because we rush for so much reward in these eras of social media, clicks of fingers and likes for validation. But really, really doing the homework and not rushing anything, because nature doesn't rush. And in divine time, you will receive and reap your harvest. You know, plant the seeds first, though. It starts there. So take your time. Just take your time. Take it slow.
I love that. It reminds me, when you're speaking, some of the things you're saying remind me of some of your songs. And what you were just talking about now, it reminded me of Take a Picture. And
we're rehearsing that song tomorrow. Yay!
Oh my gosh, you know, I have zero vocal skills, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I know how to sing the song. I sing it alone, and it brings me a lot of joy. It also brings me a lot of joy to sing around people, even though it might hurt their ears, I still do it for myself because I be doing it soulfully. But I think that take a picture, everybody download that song, listen to that song. It's such a great song of reflection, of slowing down and like, and being present and taking that mental picture. So it's not like, you know, like when you go out to dinner now with your friends, I'm saying you as like a collective, as all of us, it's like we're on our phones. Why? Why? Our lens is not focused on the present. We lose that picture forever. We lose that moment because what are we doing on our phone? You know, and I'm guilty of it sometimes. I'm like, why am I doing that? I don't need to talk to those people right now.
Well,
Like,
it's addictive. It becomes habitual, you know, repetitious behavior, maybe when you're bored, but in those precious moments that we might not get back again, we have to check ourselves sometimes because it's just a habit.
it's so true. And I'm like, I also have to say, I love KISS album because I feel like it spoke to me, the Kiss album, because the whole thing was keep it simple and sexy. If you're young, you don't keep it sexy, you keep it simple. Okay, young ladies, Zyla, Leah, I see y'all in the chat. We have one of our 9-year-olds is in the chat, Zyla. But, you know, not caking on the makeup, not, you know, doing all the extra stuff to impress somebody. So can you tell us how you have embraced your natural beauty through this entire time of stardom? Because there's so many pressures from people for this or that.
Well, it's always about defining what simple is for you. It's always about defining what attractive, valid, beautiful, happy, successful is for you as well. Because everyone has their own definition for us, and we're usually raised up to that in the school systems to achieve to be certain things versus following pure heart, what makes us feel good about ourselves, what makes us come alive. And some kids don't necessarily get to discover that all the time based on opportunity or lack of, etc. So allowing yourself time to even discover that is very important. But I define everything for myself so that I can have a starting point of where I'd like to go and how I'm going to get there and create a roadmap. How I define beautiful is not surface based, it's internal. It's how I feel about myself when I go to bed at night, when I wake up in the morning. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing so that others might receive? Or am I fulfilling my purpose? What is my purpose? There can be many purposes, but am I making someone else's life easier? Am I making someone's life more rich? Not monetarily necessary,
Right.
but how am I using my outer shell and my vessel and maybe the knowledge within to assist others? That's really how I manage or begin to create the roadmap of where I'm going. And of course, I have fun. I'm turning up as well.
Yes.
But right here, that's my middle ground. And that keeps me centered. You know, so if I do go over here or over here, no matter where I go, I always come back to this place. And that's beautiful to me. That's always attractive. And it also allows me to just be human. Know that I'm going to make mistakes, whatever you consider to be a mistake. You also define for yourself.
Yeah.
To me, a mistake is just a lesson, which becomes a blessing when you apply, you know, and share with other people so that maybe they don't fall in the same place as you. But back to that other word that younger generation does not need to lean on right now,
No, not at
attractive.
all.
That's what I find beautiful about people. What's within, what's up here, and what's right here. You know, the outer shell withers away. That's a temporary house. And, you know, we change addresses at some point in this particular physical life. But the spirit remains, your work remains. And it's important, you know, amongst the turn up and all the illusions to make sure the internal work is everlasting. You know, and received later on. It might not be the time for glory right now, but your glory comes later when you do change addresses. So keep that in mind as well.
Oh, I love that. My mom said, because my mom is here in the chat, she said that you are at one with the universe. She said you move with the universe. You know that my mom has done some of your vegan challenges? She loves your vegan
Hi, Mom.
challenges. I've done
I know she has
last
her
year.
own challenges too, right?
Last year, I
Yeah.
did one for like 3 months, I think it was, right, Chloe? And I will say this, I got a shout out Chloe and Avion, who's on the chat, because when I was doing your vegan challenge, they changed the dinner plan to go to a vegan restaurant for me so I could stay disciplined on my vegan challenge.
Amazing.
Yes. So
Amazing.
speaking of internal work, can you tell us about
Mhm.
your journey? I know you talk about this pretty frequently, but just because I'm sure we have a lot of people in here who might be interested in veganism from an internal standpoint, also, like, not even gonna lie, from a vain standpoint, because we all want to look like you. And but can you talk about how you feel like your internal changed, your feelings, your emotions when you went to vegan?
Well, everything is energy, including food. And what prompted me to become vegan was a willpower challenge that's to self-esteem, to no wine, to whatever it is, to become a master of just myself. And so that's how it started for me from vegetarianism. But I began to witness so many changes from more energy to less knee inflammation to quicker
Mm.
recovery time after working out and no more fractures after I went vegan. Surprisingly, reversed my
Wow.
anemia. Yeah, I healed from a very toxic relationship. I forgave. But then the mental clarity that happened and something aligned. I think it was probably my chakras, and then the creative process just opened up for me, and I chose, I think, freedom
Mm.
unapologetically. And when I released the next album after being vegan for just a full 2 years, it got nominated for a Grammy, and
Congratulations.
I was blown away. I was not expecting it, but something in my focus was very acute and mental clarity happened for me. There's also a spiritual side to veganism because there's compassion involved for all life, but not just animal life, your own temple, and then the environment itself, because animal agriculture is the leading cause of global warming. And then
Yes.
when you are then exposed to all of the cruelty and the practices of abuse, et cetera, that happens behind closed doors that, of course, the industry doesn't share with you, and you become aware of that, it just changes your entire perspective. And then once you become aware and knowledgeable about those things, your spirit does not allow you to go back because, oh, now you know, it's too late,
And when you
you
know
know?
better, you do better.
Right. And so that's what happened for me becoming, as far as becoming a vegan for life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just the natural progression, and that's how it happened. That has been the process and chronological order of everything.
No, it's amazing because what I love about your vegan journey and your life as a vegan is that it's never elitist. Like, you never make anybody else feel bad, and you also make the information so accessible. So everybody, if you go to mayamaya.com, I believe it's the lifestyle tab, you can
Mhm.
get a vegan starter guide. It's the grocery list is actually on my refrigerator, on a magnet on my refrigerator, because when I go to the grocery store, I always try to think of, like, what are some things that I can add in. And during quarantine, I've been cooking a lot. I have been eating fish, but I will say I've been eating so much more vegetables, fruits. My skin, look at my skin, Maya. You know, I struggled with my skin so
Yes.
much growing up and in my 20s, and I'm so thankful. And I truly believe that it's the fresh juices that Faith is making us every day, and the fruits and the exotic fruits that mix it up. Because after a while, like, I hate to say this, but like, an apple becomes boring.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for the apple. I'm very grateful and I'm thankful. But when you can add that color and your videos of your fruit and it's just like, it
And
makes
those are just the challenges. Those are just the challenges, and the foods that belong to the challenges, which are pretty boring because I'm challenging myself to come off of the processed vegan foods, which is the throwdown. You know, the things that we
uh-huh.
grew up on, just the plant-based version that I'm trying to wean myself off of. So that's why I do the raw challenges or the juicing challenges or the fasting or the alkaline, because I still love pasta. I still love rice and fries, which are vegan, but that's
Same.
not helping me out.
No, let me tell you, all that is helping is our thighs and other things that are not things that we want in our lives, like cellulite. Chloe calls it the war on cellulite. And
Gravity, man.
it is, but I have to tell you, like, I remember 1993, let's say, sitting in like a dressing room at the Smithsonian and watching you with y'all. I'm about to put, I had a thing this big of gel, hair gel,
I did.
before we would perform. But here's the funny thing, you were like 15, 16, you look exactly the same. And
No,
and
definitely
you
not.
and your kindness has just like continues to grow exponentially. You guys, like, Maya remembers our birthdays, sends us handwritten cards, is like so kind. And so, okay, somebody asked something on the chat, and it is a question that annoys me. And you know, I'm such a joyful person, Maya, and nothing, I don't let anybody steal my joy, but I just wanted to acknowledge it. Somebody said, "Why are you single, Maya?" So, people, men,
Who
women,
said I'm
children,
single?
first of all, hello, thank you. Get out of her business, you don't know it. But also, I feel like, and we'll
I'm
get back to
very
that in a second
married.
if you feel like it. I think that's the wrong question we should be asking each other, friends. It is 2020. The question should be, are you happy? Are you feeling good?
Yes.
Are you feeling fulfilled? I know a lot of people
Hmm.
in relationships who aren't feeling those things. So I think single is not the thing to be looked down upon. And why are you? Why don't you have a man? Why don't you have? It's like, are you fulfilled? Are you glowing? When I see my sister Maya right here, she glowing. She could be single, married. She got married to herself in a music video on a fierce island. Let me tell you, hello. I was here for that. LOL though, because we definitely were like, oh, are you married?
You guys asked me the question. How dare you keep that info from me was more of the question.
Yes.
You know,
I was,
that was the
really,
narrative here.
it was two things. How dare you keep that info from me? And how dare you not invite us to that amazing island to celebrate? I would have, but here's the thing is that I would have come, me and Chloe would have showed up for the marriage to yourself. I would have been the bridesmaid to whomever,
Oh my
black
goodness.
dress Maya or white dress Maya. That just looked amazing. And I love that everybody was like stir crazy on the internet. And it was like, no, this is the self-work. This is the self-love. Everybody's talking about self-care these days, but are we really falling back in love with ourselves? Are we really giving ourselves the chance to love ourselves? Maya is, let that be the example. And so I love, we were all here for that. Me, Chloe, and Rondo on the chat, like, did I get married?
You know, that's a question that often gets asked, you know, to women. And
Mm-hmm.
some people think it's very uncomfortable, but of course, society, sometimes family, sometimes friends, often ask that question. Out of pressure, when are you going to pop some babies out? We need a little Maya or a little Maud or a little Chloe, etc., running around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's the man that you're appointing me? You know, before you even have a relationship, or maybe you are in a relationship and just have not announced it to the world that's asking you those questions. It's hilarious to me. And someone asked me the same question the other day on Instagram, and I finally responded, "Why are you not married?" I said, actually, he actually said, "How come some man hasn't scooped you up and married you and made you an honest person or wife or
Oh,
whatever
God.
that narrative, you know, settle down." I am settled within myself, you know. But my response to that is, you know, because I said no to the wrong ones And until there's a right one, I've said yes to myself. There's no
Hello.
need for me to rush into anything just to be someone's definition of valid, of settled down, of honest woman. What are you talking about? You know, so the world has been indoctrinated to think these things, and that's
Uh-huh.
why I created Planet Nine, so I live by my own rules and
I
my own
love it.
time, and etc. Because it's very important not to fall into those traps prematurely for everyone else's and self-serving babysitting agendas.
It's
But
so,
hey, if it
and
happens, it's exciting. But it's not my life goal. Also, you know, I'm surrounded by so much different type of love that
mhm.
I really truly believe in love. It's not about, oh, all men are bad or dogs. That's not my mentality because I think marriage is beautiful when it's with the right one.
Hello.
And I'm willing to take my time not to be with the wrong one. Period.
I mean, I think you like nailed it because Melinda, one of the Sick of Pay ladies, shout out, she said men never get asked this question. And
Yeah,
it's
they
so
do.
true. It's like, particularly like
They do.
successful men or famous men, it's like, oh yeah, you out here like, no. And what I like to say is people are like, when are you gonna settle down, Maud? As I say, I'm never gonna settle down. I'm going to rise into familyhood when I want to, when I feel like it. But like the idea of settling,
If
I love
and
that you
when
said
I choose to.
exactly, and I love that you said you're settled within, like you're calm, there's peace,
Yes.
you're not
And it's also
seeking.
about becoming your best self so that you
Yes,
attract your best self in another person.
I love that. A woman once told me, Carla Hall, who's from DMV as well, she said, because she got married at like almost 50 years old and she's very happy
Yeah.
right now. And she said that
Mhm.
somebody told her, when she was like, I'm single and I don't know, that somebody said, if you saw yourself running towards you, would you want to embrace all of the baggage and all of the things that you need to work on? And she was like, ooh, maybe I should keep working on myself.
Hello.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, right now, I'm at a place where if I saw myself running towards myself, I'd give it a big hug. I'd give him a big hug. But that also means, like you said, I'm going to say no to the wrong ones. If you're not lifting me up, bringing joy to my life, inspiring me, not just thinking like, oh, I'm going to be your man, so now you're not single, so you're lucky, happy, boring.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So Maya, before we close, I have some like rapid fire questions for you, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
No problem.
By the way, this has been amazing. I've had so much fun. It's so nice to fully connect because we're so far away
Virtually for now.
for now. But we're going on a vacation, so we're gonna figure that out.
It's honestly going to be so needed after this time.
I need a
So
vacation
I'm looking
so
forward
bad.
to it.
Yes, and I got all the things we need. I got bikinis and beach cover-ups and all the things. So, okay. These are rapid fire questions. What song brings you joy?
Ribbon in the Sky by Stevie Wonder has always brought me so much joy. All of his songs, honestly, but my dad is a singer and he
Mhm.
always used to sing that song as a little girl. I literally used to look up in the sky for a ribbon. And so still to this day, I connect that song with the stars that I love to pray to and be amongst outside. But Ribbon in the Sky always comes up for me every night. I'm heavy into astronomy
Yes.
and I don't know, there's always been a connection to that. Like your mom said, one with the universe.
Yes. My mom.
Just
My mom is always right.
just looking for that ribbon as a little girl. That's hilarious. So Ribbon in the Sky, Stevie
I
Wonder.
love that. What person brings you joy?
Well, he's not a person, but oh my gosh, he brings me the happiest smile, the biggest smile on my face. He's right here.
And who is this?
Jack. Baby
Hi,
Jack.
Jax. He's been so
He's
like
such a
calm and
little,
quiet.
where he was snoring earlier. You'll catch it when you replay this. But
Okay.
yeah, he's just a big old baby and he's hilarious. He is like a person. He is literally like a son.
I love that. You're always
No,
so
I
good.
love animals.
Yeah,
That's
you guys,
Jess.
Maya has like animal queendom. It's animal queendom at Maya's. I love it. She loves them. What food brings you joy?
Oh, carbs,
I concur.
pasta. I forgot these are rapid fire questions, so I'm
Oh
gonna
no, it's
keep it
okay.
close.
No, it's okay. I love it. What city brings you joy?
What city brings me joy? That's amazing. Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Oh
Sun's
yeah.
best till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. And
Yes,
I feel like you always connect really well with Jamaican people because a lot of your music has like a dance hall vibe. And I mean,
just the
girls
Caribbean
did
in
sugar.
general. Back to the equator. That's
Back
all.
to the equator.
And
Back.
bomb food.
Hello. And the last rapid fire is what action brings you most joy?
Giving.
I love that. So my
Hmm.
last question before I'm on our outro, I'm gonna be playing your new song, Space and Time, so everybody can hear it. But what advice can you please give everybody listening and watching? What can you tell them if they're waking up or they're having a hard day and they feel like there's no joy in their lives? What would you say to them to help them find joy?
Well, in these heavy times and in life in general, many of the things that we speak to ourselves come from the outside world, and we ingest them on a regular basis. And so begin deprogramming your mind and going within to speak positive thoughts, positive words, and positive praises to yourself for making it this far. You waking up out of bed is not an accident. You were put here on this planet for a significant purpose, and you must consistently tell yourself that. Be patient with yourself, and mantras are very healthy of a practice to add to your life, and they need to be positive and reinforcing, as if you're speaking to your younger self and you're the adult or the parent that maybe you can't necessarily rely on. But it's you in this world, but you are surrounded by angels and you are surrounded by people that care and extended family, and people are here for you. And so if you need to call someone, never be afraid to share the human parts of yourself and being of emotion or of pain or frustration and unknowing or uncertainty. Know that you do have people to call on, and you can start thinking and making that list. I find that writing down everything that I'm feeling is a big release, but it's also healthy when I feel like I might not want to put it on someone else because they are also experiencing something else in life that could be very heavy. And when I'm ready to share it, after I compartmentalize my thoughts, then there's a time and a place for that. But you are not alone, and focus on as much positive as possible. From your thoughts to your words become action, and action becomes a manifestation of your reality. That's
Okay.
very, very important to know and practice. So the more that you place healthy things in your body, including your thoughts, the more you begin to see things in your life manifest. Faith is everything, but also practice of belief and positive self talk, even when you are not convinced and even when you don't believe it. Fake it till you become it.
I love that, Maya. Maya, you're amazing. Thank you
No, you
so
are
much.
too.
Thank you so much. This was so insightful. It was so joyful. It was fun. My cheeks hurt from smiling so much. I always feel good after I see you, after I talk to you. You just are truly a blessing to the planet, to this planet and to Planet Nine and to Mars and to the moon and to everybody that everybody
You're
that
hilarious.
gets to share in your light. So thank you for sharing your time with me today. It means so much. Please tell your mom and your brothers and your niece I said hi and I miss them, and send them all my love. And everybody, this is Maya's new song, Space and Time. Make sure you follow it. Follow her, download her song, watch the music video, share positive, good art, friends. Let's keep raising the bar like Maya is doing, and let's keep supporting. So here we go, Space and Time.
Aww.
Everybody get up and dance. Give it a little sway. Move your shoulders. Feel it.
Aww.
So I have to stop it there because Instagram's gonna cut us off. She says, remember to take some space and time. Everybody, this was the one and only, the incredible Renaissance woman, the amazing Maya. Thank you so much, Maya. I love you.
Thank you, Maud, and congratulations. Love you back, and see you soon.
See you soon on a beach, girl, by the equator.
Hey!
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the MAUDCAST. Have a joyful and happy week, everybody. Bye.
Peace.